What's going on, guys? It is Corey and
Aaron. I'm back
with Colorado Cold Bloods. So this one is clutch number 2, clutch update. So we had a pretty awesome clutch here. This is a acts like super to acts like super. So this is our girl Athena. This is the mother. So she is a Pastel Highway. So that is what a Pastel Highway grows up to look like. Get a little bit closer view, hopefully, as she runs away and makes this absolutely impossible to share. So that is our girl. Very, very cool. So that's our girl Athena. So Ace is a highway as well, but he's not a Pastel Highway. He's just highway. So.
But he's in shed right now.
Yeah, he's in shed, so we didn't pull him out for you. But the pairing was a highway to a Pastel Highway. So the options here are all super forms of some sort. So we're talking super gravels, super ivories, which are my goodness, super Yellowbellies, which are ivories, and then highways, Pastel Highways, and pastel combos of all of it. So with that, pretty cool clutch. I love seeing highways out of the egg. I love ivories, and I mean, who can't love a super gravel? So anyway, we'll kind of get to it, but Aaron wanted to mention some things.
I just wanted to basically, if you guys have been noticing, I was kind of MIA for things for about it's probably going on 2 months now. I had some sort of medical situation happen where I basically became immobile. I could not walk without basically instantly crying. Corey had to carry me around a lot around the house. But I basically just wanted, I still don't know the answers. I'm hoping to find out maybe in the next month, 2 months. Insurance is fun. So I'm really hoping to find out more sooner than 2 months, but it could be 2 months before I find out. But I just wanted to say thank you to everybody who reached out. Thank you to anybody who sent me message requests, the people who sent me get well cards, people who just gave their thoughts and happy-go-luckiness to me. I really did need it, and I'm just thankful I had it.
Absolutely. We appreciate everybody and all of your support. I know she was extremely bummed out that she couldn't come see everybody at the AARPE show. That was a thorn in her side.
I got grounded. He had to take me to the emergency center Friday night at setup after he got home, and then he basically grounded me for the rest of the weekend. So.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. So anyway, on a happy note, thank you all. We appreciate the heck out of you. Everybody's support has been unbelievable through this, and you know, we couldn't do a lot of what we do without you guys. So absolutely thank you, and how about we check out some gorgeous highway babies. All right, check them out. What's going on, guys? This is Corey over at Colorado Cold Bloods. Got another clutch update for you. This one is clutch number 2 of the season. This is a pretty cool clutch, pretty exciting in my opinion. So yeah, I guess we're going to jump right in. The parents for this one were our boy Ace, who is a highway. That is an allelic combo of the gravel and Yellowbelly complex. And then the female for this was our Pastel Highway. So that is a pastel with, just like I said, gravel and Yellowbelly. So with that, we're going to jump right in. This is basically acts like super to acts like super, so we should have all homozygous or acts like super forms here. We have something cool to kind of share. I'll show that little one last. But anyway, we're going to jump right in. So the possibilities here, Yellowbelly to Yellowbelly makes ivories. So there is your first little one. This is a ivory at the minimum. I think this one is going to be a pastel ivory. You'll see why in a second when I show the next one. Unfortunately, this one did have a little bit of an issue during incubation, so we're hoping this heals up okay, but you can see as they age, this could get a little strange. Hopefully you can kind of see what happened here. So there was a little bit of a split in the belly where the umbilicus was, and it healed up and everything, but obviously you have a bit of a strange heel over there. So probably going to be a pet-only style animal. This should not impact the animal as far as surviving and health-wise. Obviously we'll do our normal thing where we make sure we give them at least 4 meals in their bodies before we ever let them go. Make sure they're pooping, everything like that, right? So as long as there's no issues, then this little one can go to a nice pet home or something like that, and probably avoid breeding just in case it's an issue that's a general deformity, or let's be honest, if this is a female, eggs could be a problem, right? So anyway, there is our first little one. That is an ivory. All right. So the next one, this one here is also an ivory. So very interesting. You see this one's got a little bit more kind of darkness on the head, a little more pattern. So I could have it backwards. Maybe this one's the pastel and the other one's not, because you have that nice full stripe on this one down here, whereas this one's pretty broken up. So that could be an indicator of the pastel possibly, right? Sometimes pastel will kind of blow up the pattern, and you'll see that kind of on the next one there. But beautiful ivory. I love how the pattern's so kind of broken up on this one. They tend to get more kind of a whitish tone, hence the ivory name. And then they have that nice yellow striping on the back like you see on both of these. So gorgeous little baby, like I said. So ivory is a super yellow belly. So since mom and dad each had yellow belly on both sides, they made super yellow bellies. So the next one will be this guy, or girl. I haven't checked, to be honest. So this is a highway, just a straight highway. So this is a yellow belly and gravel combination. It acts like super. So what acts like super means, for those not familiar, is that means that if we have a super pastel, that parent has to pass on pastel, right? So because yellow belly and gravel are allelic with each other, they're in the same complex, that means that when you breed a highway, they have to pass on yellow belly or gravel in this particular case, right? So essentially, that's why it's called acts like super. So even though it is different from the yellow belly complex itself, it is part of, or I should say, different from yellow belly itself, it is still part of that complex. So they are allelic genetically, so they create a different kind of super form with this. So, alrighty. So, next one up. This is kind of what we were aiming for. So our target here was for super gravels in this collection, or in this pairing rather. Now, this is a pastel, what I believe will prove out to be the super gravel form. You know, it is possible that it is a pastel highway. Pastel highways interact similarly, but there's something about how dark this is and how broken it is compared to the pastel highways we've hatched in the past, that I highly suspect this will be the super gravel. But we'll probably just do a shed test just for confirmation, but this little nugget's going to stay here. So yeah, it's just one of the coolest combos, you know, in general, pastel highways, and obviously, you know, super gravels, pastel super gravel, which is, like I said, what I think this will turn out to be. Really, the super gravel was the target. Pastel, give or take, either way, a super gravel is amazing. Pastel in the combo really blows up all those whites along the sides, you name it. So such a cool interaction that pastel has with these. They age a bit different. They get very, very light as they age for a lot of these. The super gravel may hold a lot more of those darker tones. You know, similar to what people talk about with asphalt. Asphalt is similar to gravel. They're all kind of in that same complex here. So anyway, nice chubby little nugget. Beautiful. I love those sides. Look at all that kind of broken graveled pixelation. It's absolutely cool. That's one of the coolest things on that belly. So hopefully you can kind of see. All right. And last but not least, so this is kind of the cool sort of surprise animal, not exactly. So we tell everybody that, you know, sometimes eggs will mold, right? It does not mean that an egg will not hatch. It just means that it's got mold. So this little one, teeny tiny as you can see compared to the other ones. So this little one actually came out of a moldy egg. So that egg in particular, I had that egg marked because the mother actually had kicked that egg out, and I imagine it sat there cold for a little while, comparatively. So this one's probably a little bit slow on the development from that. But that being stated, part of the egg was no good, so it just kind of got stuffed in a tiny little section of the egg. So, as you can see, don't always worry about the mold. I mean, yes, mold is no fun when it comes to that, but as long as the egg's not really kind of turning those blue and green colors and other stuff like that, you can hatch a healthy baby out of that. So this one, you know, while you may be looking at me and being like, healthy, that thing's tiny. And it's thin. Yes, it is. There is also potentially some issues towards the tail here. Similar issues to the other baby, where you'll see there's a weird heel over on that particular area where the umbilicus was, and there's a possible bump here, which could mean that that's a slight kink. So yes, there may be a deformity here potentially, but it does show that you can actually hatch a baby from those eggs, and more often than not, we have not noticed actual issues or deformities. This one is kind of the outlier from that for us, but very, very neat. So we'll just have to give this one a little bit smaller meals to begin with. So stinking adorable. He's so small. So, and if we want a size comparison to the other highway, there's that. So you can see the head difference. Very, very different. These are both highways. This one's still working on coloring up a little bit more, of course, but very, very cool. So that's why you'll hear us say the phrase, and other folks, you know, when in doubt, incubate it out, right? If you're not sure if the egg is good or bad, just let it ride. When the other babies are starting to pip and everything like that, you can take a peek, see how it's doing. Yep. Alrighty guys, so that was our Highway, Ivory, and Super Gravel clutch. Thanks to Ace and to Athena. Those parents did a fantastic job here. These are some really cool babies. So anyway, on top of that, thank you folks at our Patreon group that continue to support us as well. Thanks everybody on YouTube for supporting us. You know, it's going to be a great year. We actually just pulled, I think it was clutch 15, if I'm remembering correctly. It's 14 or 15. So we did just pull that clutch a couple days ago. So pretty cool. We're excited. There's a lot of cool things coming this season. So anyway, stick with us. The next week's video, you're going to get to see one of our some of the babies from our surprise dinker clutch, or sorry, not surprise, but our kind of under wraps dinker clutch. That girl laid those eggs, those babies came out, and we got some pretty interesting results. So I'll be getting that video ready soon here. They're basically shedding out now. So alrighty, well, we will catch you guys in the next one. Thanks. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, do all that good stuff, and we will see you next week.